Hey, Kyle, it's wonderful here again with another edition of New Japan Pro Wrestling Backstage Comments. You can find these comments for free on njpwworld.com, but if you're not the type of person that likes to read all of the what are they called, subtitles, then you can come here, and I'm not going to completely overact what they say, but I'll try and put some emphasis. And this is something I do for every New Japan show, so you get a lot of storyline and a lot of things that set up matches going into the future, which is especially exciting in the G1 since there's so many shows in a row. So let's just get right into it. We're 25 minutes away from night 2, so since night 2 started so early compared to last night, I kind of ran out of time. So in the future, I'll be doing more in depth, but I pretty much just quickly got what everyone said, and I'm going to do that right now without too much. Normally, I'll tell you, like, oh, yeah, this guy won and he came off a tough match, lost like this, but I'm kind of just going to tell you today what happened. So look for these in the future. I'll be going live after every G1 event, and eventually later that day, coming out with the backstage comments. So Tom Lawlor versus Kosei Fujita was the first match where Tom Lawlor won. Fujita's on the floor and he says, I had to make the most from that chance. I have to show the power of the Noge Dojo. I'm stronger than this. So Lawlor comes in and acts if the camera's running and then says, it's been a long time coming. I've been coming to New Japan for years. It's been my dream to step foot here and to beat some of the best athletes in the world. The bigger they are, the harder they'll fall in this A block. I don't give a damn who it is. They will get the filthiest beatdown of all time. You're looking at the winner of G1. And I forgot to mention at the this is me talking now. I forgot to mention at the beginning, all of these backstage comments are not safe for work. The only videos I put out not safe for work on this channel are the NJPW backstage comments. So the second match was Ryohei Oiwa, another young lion, teaming with Toru Yano against TMDK's bad dude Tito and JONAH, who won. And Yano just runs by screaming, no way, someone switch places with me. I can't win this. He's too big. So JONAH then lets Tito speak first. Tito says, you're looking at the newest member of TMDK. This is day one. We're only getting started. So JONAH says TMDK will take over New Japan, and the top dog JONAH will win G1 Climax. After the third match, which was Finlay, Jado, and Tama versus the House of Torture, and a wrench got House of Torture the win. Tama says, I'm finally here. It took me 93 hours to get here from when I left my house. All of the forces in the world couldn't stop me from getting here. Jay, you want to thank you from me? Tomorrow in the ring, I'll personally thank you. So they're going to be not in the G1 match. That's the final G1 match of the entire block stage. But they are in a tag match tomorrow, which should be pretty interesting. So, as in tonight, it's July 17th when I'm recording this. So, this is from the July 16th show. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. I did say it was night 1 of G1 though. So, David Finlay comes in all mad and says, "Last time you guys saw me, it was New Japan Cup 2021. My world's now upside down. My former friends are enemies, and my former enemies are friends. I could feel the breath and strength leaving you tonight, Yujiro Takahashi. You can talk all you want, but your days are numbered. This isn't the same David Finlay you're dealing with. This is my G1." So Sho says, did you see that? Did you see our strength? The past winners can't match us. House of Torture is taking G1 this year. Yujiro says, David Finlay, don't get nervous. I'll show you the ropes in this G1. And Evil says, I'll crush them all in C block. So after the 8-man tag, which was the fourth match, it was Suzuki-gun versus Bullet Club. And Lance Archer comes and says, it's you and me, Fale, two of the biggest monsters in the world. And I don't just come here representing myself, but all of AEW. I'm the monster you should be afraid of. Taichi says, you got me, didn't you? What's your name? Something Owens? Look what you've done. What the hell? I'll remember this. So Taichi shows that his mic stand is broken, which is a travesty for sure. Taichi continues saying about Owens, you want these titles? You won those tag titles as a fluke, didn't you? But I don't think of you as a threat. The value of the tag titles has gone to crap since Zach and I had them. Don't overreach with me, punk. Remember that. This mic you broke is more valuable than you are. Keep that in mind, bastard. So Taichi's really upset about his microphone being broken. Hopefully they can get it fixed for tonight. So Zack Sabre Jr. says, Kenta, long time. Are you good? How's your arm? Is it okay? bloody hell, my word. What is this? The biggest G1 ever? 28 blokes and 4 blocks, and I'm still stuck wrestling the same dickheads as usual. It's a joke. But there's one guy I'm excited to face, and that's Senpai Kenta. You're going to bring the Noah Dojo back to me? I hope so. Let's do it. You can pretend to be Senpai one more time before I end your effing career, mate. Good promo by Zack Sabre Jr. there. Juice Robinson is carrying the U.S. title that he no longer holds, but he's no longer the champion, but he does hold the title. And he says, as the IWGP U.S. champion, it's my job to give you the facts. Almost 3 years to the date, me and Shingo fought in G1, but at that point, I was wearing cow pants, smiling and dancing around with the rest of the team Tanahashi losers. I was soft, fluffy, almost a muppet, but not anymore. I beat Shingo then, and now I'm rock hard. I'm rock hard in conditioning and rock hard everywhere else. If you think Shingo will beat me tomorrow in the crap city of Sapporo, you're wrong. You're starting off with a big L while I get a big old sexy W. So Shingo will be in his hometown of Sapporo. I believe that's Shingo's hometown. And that's the main event tonight on July 17th, which is why it's the main event. He's in his hometown. So time for my favorite NJPW promos going right now. Kenta has spent like the last month conversating with the camera as if he was talking to the audience and as if we were responding to Kenta. So basically playing a crazy man. But now here and at the G1 press conference, Kenta is acting like a gaijin or a foreign wrestler who's making their first trip to Japan. So Kenta starts out in English by saying, "Konnichiwa, Japan. I'm so happy to be here. I love this country and culture. I can't wait to see you. I love Japan. Thank you." So then Kenta goes back into his original persona, conversating with the camera, and now is talking in Japanese and says, "What did you think of my first time in Japan act?" That's all it is. Let's sit. What's the deal with Zach? Why isn't he just the thin and polite young boy I knew before? I'll remind him of who he is tomorrow. He's not beating me. He will always be a young boy to me. Get me? Get me? I'm not really asking you. I do have a complaint. Have you seen the G1 promotional materials? Did you see who's on it? I said, did you see who's on it? You saw it, right? How did that guy make it? I'm not mad that I was left off, but why the hell is YOSHI-HASHI on there? That's insane. There's better choices. It doesn't have to be me, but him, insane. No fun and games with Zach tomorrow. I'll kick his ass. But what I really wanted to say was my autobiography comes out on the 26th. I don't think it's proper to use this time to shill it, so this will be the first and last time you'll hear me mention it here. I mean, if you're interested, buy it. So when Kenta leaves and he leaves behind the book so that the camera can pan on it. Really good stuff. I can't wait for 19 more Kenta promos, hopefully, during this G1. So after the next match, which was Chaos versus LIJ, Shingo's laughing and says, "You got me today, YOSHI-HASHI. Every time I hear Bishamon, I think of that movie, Roshamon or Ultimo's old dojo." That part was lost on me. Anyway, YOSHI-HASHI, like me, is enjoying the last summer of his 30s. Actually, maybe he's even 40 already. Either way, he's fired up. I could tell by those chops. I'll see you in Ota Ward. But first things first, tomorrow I've got Juice Robinson. I don't care who I fight, but I take the Sapporo main event very seriously. NJPW and all of the wrestling world is watching me. Hey, Okamo, what day is it? That's right, Pro Wrestling Day, the day G1 kicks off. Today is the start, but my G1 starts tomorrow. I want to hold that mic at the end. Just watch me. So we'll see if indeed, this is me talking again. We'll see indeed if Shingo is able to give the promo to his hometown crowd at the end of tonight's event. So Naito now has Bushi's entrance mask on the top of his head as if it was a cap, and while saying, "G1 Climax has kicked off. Here I stand in good health. Last year I got injured in my first match and had to miss the whole league. Does that mean I'm stronger than I was last year? As I've said many times, my goal is the main event Wrestle Kingdom. I'm backed into a corner, but winning G1 is my fast pass to that goal. I'm tiptoeing on the edge, but that just makes it all the more interesting. It all begins on the 20th against Goto and Sendai. I'm sorry the people of Sapporo can't watch a Naito singles match, but let's enjoy these prelims against Goto. Of course, I don't see me losing to him and Sendai. Well, let's have fun with this. Cabron." So YOSHI-HASHI then says, "My G1 doesn't begin until Ota Ward. After the match today, Shingo was giving me this gesture," and the gesture was like oh, you can't measure up to me, or you're smaller than me kind of deal. So YOSHI-HASHI continues saying, in this dog eat dog New Japan Pro Wrestling world, I've survived and reached tag gold. I've rescued this never 6-man belt. This comparison you're making doesn't account for how much I've stepped my game up. After Ota Ward, I'll be this far above you. Watch me do it. So Goto says, we won the match, but I couldn't break Naito's cool. I'm tired of this stupid smirk on his face, but I get it. Looking back on our history, I've been on the losing end. But this is a competition. There are no sure things. Listen to me. As long as you keep reaching for your dreams, they will come true. You can be as strong as you wish. That's what being a pro wrestler means. Good promo there from Goto. That is what being a pro wrestler means. Maybe it's all about the fight in your heart, not necessarily meaning you could win an MMA fight or a boxing match, but it's about the fight in your heart, and that is what pro wrestling means. Being a pro wrestler means. So good promo there from Goto. Ishii then says, Taichi, you want to mess with me? Okay, let's go. It's all about nonsense with you. How do you want to do this? You fooled a lot of people into playing around, but not me. Hey, Ishikari. Yeah, you, Ishikari. You toiled as a junior until you finally pushed yourself. This is your hometown. Show us what you're really made of. That I'll play around with. But I'm no pushover. I'll show your hometown that you're still not strong enough. Good promo there. Now we're to the G1 matches, the 4 G1 matches that happened last night. To the surprise of almost nobody, Aaron Henare got the quote unquote upset against Tanahashi. But like I said, if you were to put money on one, if you had to guess one, what's it called, upset that happened in the G1, like that you were guaranteed to happen, this was basically the guarantee. That there was no way Henare was losing this. So Tanahashi's on the floor, basically beaten and battered, and says, seriously, this stinks. Damn it. Starting out in the negative. No matter how many G1s I've been in, I'm anxious every time. Then this happens. I have the most G1 experience. I may have lost today, but I'm sure I'll still win the block and G1. Losing the opener, then coming back to win it all, that sounds pretty damn cool to me. Then Henare says, do you see me now? Do you see me? I woke up this morning and what I saw was 30-1 odds that I would lose. You nerds toiling away on your keyboards see me now? You don't mean anything to me. Starting the G1 off in my debut with a big fat win. I bet you now Tanahashi's in the locker room, icing his knees, with everyone kissing his ass, thinking maybe I should have given Henare one more chance. Well, when I promised myself I would destroy all the NJPW senseis, and now I've completed that here tonight. I've never once talked crap about Zach. He's the top technician in the world. Well, how would his fans feel when I lock in Ultimo and break his neck, causing a referee stoppage? Good promo there by Henare after his big win. After the other match, Will Ospreay won a really good match against El Fantasmo. ELP is crawling on the floor and asking for water and just crawls away. Good little promo there to show how beaten up. Those guys went full at it, like an X Division junior heavyweight style match in the hot summer of Japan for about 13 minutes straight. Really good stuff. Maybe even a 15-minute match. So Ospreay says, slow and sensual will win the race. I've got to give you credit, ELP. You've put on some size and hit pretty hard now. But after that hidden blade, you're going to have a tough tournament, my friend. That's 2 points. Expect more. So after the next match, Jay White beat Sonata. Gato's clapping for Jay White, and Jay says, I'm back. This time after my first title defense under my belt, probably the most significant title defense ever. I beat Okada, Adam Cole, and Hangman Page in the same night. Now I'm here at G1, and I bring opportunities for everyone. Some of you have been here a long time. You know why I know about that? Because you won't shut up about it. People like Henare and Finlay. Yeah, you've been here 6-7 years, but you two should have looked in the mirror. If you reflect from within like I did, you might be champions like me. My first 2 points against Sonata, and I've got a feeling. And you know what happens when I get a feeling? This feeling is that I will go undefeated in this G1. Write it down, make the headlines now, because it's as good as done once I've decided something. Tune into the Jay White show next time, but for now, believe in me. Trust in what I say. There's nothing worse than you can do not to trust in me. I put the fear of God in all of my opponents. This is the Switchblade era, and that's just too sweet. Good promo there by Jay. We do not hear from Sonata. And then the main event match was Kazuchika Okada defeating Jeff Cobb in a very, very good matchup between two big guys. So Okada's in the ring after the main event with the microphone and says, Sapporo, thank you for your support. I guess it's going to be another hot summer in G1. This sweat, this is what G1's all about. But that's just the first test. All of those monsters just means we're going to have a lot of fun. Sapporo is usually a cool place, but tomorrow we'll raise the temperatures even higher. Keep watching. Thank you. Then in the back, Okada is interviewed by a while. I don't put any of the interview stuff, so I just wrote it down as one long Okada promo. And Okada says, it was tough as hell, but pro wrestling wouldn't be fun if all the fights were easy. It only gets tougher from here. The wall will get higher, but I'm set on winning this, so I'll just have to dig deep for strength. Jeff Cobb has evolved, but I'm ever evolving myself. We did stuff tonight I couldn't have imagined. I'm not a small man, and he tossed me around like a paper airplane. As tough as it was, I'm feeling inspired. I'm looking to wow people in this G1. So I switched up my gear. It's not enough just to win. New colors can give a fresh feeling. I'm determined to win every match. I intend to go undefeated. But most importantly, it's about showing I'm a badass still. I wasn't intending to send any messages. I ended this match the same way I did with Naito. I'm a monster too. Yano is my next opponent, and he's a teammate and a big guy too. I'll have to come up with something unique. The 4-block format means that we can stay in better conditioning, but it's the same for everyone, so it doesn't phase us. We're all just trying to do our best and win. It might sound boring, but the only game plan is the win. My view has grown a lot over the last 10 years, but the only thing I'm aiming for is winning. So good little promo there from Okada. Nothing out of the ordinary, but setting us up for a nice month of G1. Of course, Kenta stole the show yet again with his acting like a gaijin, making his first trip to Japan, and then talking to the camera, the audience, as if we were having a conversation with him. So I'm looking really forward to all the stuff with Kenta, all the promos, and maybe the match of the entire tournament is tonight. It's not the main event since what's his name? Shingo is going to be in his hometown in the main event, but it should have a chance to be match of the tournament tonight in just a few hours. The event starts in 7 minutes. So in just a few hours, we will see Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kenta. They've got a long rivalry. Kenta was a senpai all the way back in Noah, and now they meet again in the G1. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be potentially a match of the year candidate, a match of the tournament candidate, and it's not even the main event tonight. So we've got a lot to look forward to. Some good stuff in the preliminaries as well. Jay White and Tama Tonga will be in the same ring against each other in a tag match. And also, Jay White will be teaming with Chase Owens, who he fights later in the same block. And my prediction was Chase Owens will sneak a victory over Jay White, causing Jay White to not go undefeated, and making the Jay White versus Tama Tonga match at the end of the block stage become everybody takes, or winner takes all. I don't know why that was hard to say, but I'm going to get going so I can go get a drink. The event starts in 5 minutes. As soon as G1 ends tonight, I'll be live with the review. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll be doing all these backstage comments as well every single night. I just have to wait until the translations are made. So look for those. Give me a subscribe so you don't miss them, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.